Zero Trust Architecture, the future of enterprise cybersecurity. In today's digital era, characterized by relentless cyber threats and increasingly distributed networks, the traditional castle and moat security model is no longer sufficient. Global enterprises are now turning to Zero Trust Architecture to secure their assets in a borderless environment. This article provides a 20-page deep dive into Zero Trust, explaining its fundamental concepts, the risks of legacy security models, and why adopting Zero Trust is essential for business resilience. Historically, organizations protected their networks with firewalls, VPNs, and other perimeter-based defenses. However, with the proliferation of cloud services, remote workforces, and mobile devices, the traditional approach has become outdated. In response to these challenges, cybersecurity experts and organizations, such as the National Institute of Standards and Technology in its SP 800-207 document, have championed Zero Trust. The paradigm shifts from trust, but verify to never trust, always verify, ensuring that every access request is continuously validated regardless of its origin. Understanding the language of Zero Trust Architecture, a security model that requires strict identity verification for every person and device trying to access resources. Least privilege, granting users only the access necessary to perform their tasks, thereby reducing potential damage from compromised accounts. Microsegmentation, dividing the network into smaller, isolated segments to prevent lateral movement in the event of a breach. Continuous verification, ongoing real-time assessment of user credentials, device security posture, and contextual risk factors. Adaptive trust, dynamically adjusting access privileges based on the assessed risk at any given moment. Understanding these terms is crucial for grasping how Zero Trust minimizes risks and reinforces a secure environment. Traditional security approaches often assume that internal network traffic is trustworthy once a user is inside the perimeter. This assumption has led to severe vulnerabilities, insider threats, and lateral movement. Once an attacker compromises an internal account, they can move freely across the network, potentially accessing sensitive data. Supply chain vulnerabilities. Third-party vendors and partners may not meet the same security standards, creating weak links in the chain. Regulatory and reputational risks. Data breaches can result in significant fines, loss of customer trust, and long-term reputational damage. Recent studies have reported that breaches can cost companies millions of dollars in direct and indirect losses. The risk inherent in these outdated models underscores the need for a Zero Trust approach. The core principles of Zero Trust. Verify explicitly. Every access attempt must be authenticated using a combination of identity, device health, and contextual data. Enforce least privilege. Limit access rights to the minimum required, thereby reducing the attack surface. Assume breach design systems with the expectation that security breaches will occur. Focus on minimizing impact and isolating threats. Continuous monitoring. Employ automated tools and analytics to constantly reassess the risk and adjust access controls. These principles form the backbone of a robust Zero Trust framework and have been endorsed by experts at Gartner, Forrester, and NIST. Organizations can leverage several frameworks when adopting Zero Trust. NIST SP 800-207 offers detailed guidance on implementing Zero Trust principles. Forrester's Zero Trust model focuses on reducing trust boundaries and enhancing continuous monitoring. Gartner's Zero Trust approach emphasizes a strategic enterprise-wide transformation that integrates security into every layer of IT. These frameworks advocate a phased, continuous improvement approach, ensuring that security evolves alongside changing threats. Recent surveys and case studies have demonstrated measurable improvements after Zero Trust adoption. Reduced lateral movement. Organizations report up to a 50% reduction in lateral movement within networks. Improved incident response. Companies adopting Zero Trust have halved their time to detect and respond to breaches. Global enterprise uptake. Major multinational corporations in finance, healthcare, and technology sectors are increasingly prioritizing Zero Trust as a strategic imperative. Zero Trust architecture offers significant advantages. Enhanced security posture, granular access controls reduce risks associated with both external and internal threats. Regulatory compliance, continuous monitoring, and strict access controls facilitate compliance with regulations such as GDPR and CCPA. Operational efficiency, automation, and continuous verification reduce the burden on IT teams, allowing them to focus on strategic initiatives. Cost efficiency. By mitigating the risk of breaches, companies can avoid the high costs associated with data loss, downtime, and regulatory penalties. These benefits translate into a more resilient and agile organization, capable of thriving in a digital economy. Despite its advantages, transitioning to Zero Trust is not without challenges. Complex integration, modernizing legacy systems, and integrating new security tools can be resource-intensive. Cultural shifts. Organizations must foster a culture where security is everyone's responsibility, which requires robust training and awareness initiatives. Resource investment. Upfront costs for new technologies and employee training can be significant. A careful, phased implementation plan, prioritizing critical assets and involving stakeholders from across the organization, can help overcome these challenges. Technological innovations are set to further enhance Zero Trust. AI, and machine learning. These technologies are improving real-time threat detection and adaptive access control. Behavioral analytics. Advanced analytics allow for continuous, risk-based assessment of user activity. Automated orchestration. Integration of automated security workflows can reduce response times and streamline operations. Emerging trends suggest that Zero Trust will continue evolving, becoming more predictive and adaptive as threats grow more sophisticated. The recent ArcSiv study, The New Frontier of Cybersecurity Emerging Threats and Innovations, Dave et al., 2023, underscores the increasing importance of adaptive security models like Zero Trust. Global businesses must contend with various regulatory requirements, GDPR, CCPA, and Beyond Zero. Trust's granular controls help ensure data is accessed only by authorized personnel, making it easier to comply with data protection regulations. Audit trails and reporting. Continuous monitoring generates detailed logs, which are invaluable for regulatory audits. Risk management. A Zero Trust model supports risk assessments and helps meet international standards, reducing the likelihood of non-compliance fines. Adopting Zero Trust not only protects against cyber threats but also positions organizations as responsible stewards of customer data, reinforcing brand trust. Many large enterprises operate complex legacy IT environments. Integrating Zero Trust into these systems requires phased implementation. Start with critical assets and gradually expand Zero Trust controls across the network. Hybrid approaches combine modern Zero Trust tools with existing security measures to bridge the gap during the transition. Vendor collaboration. Work closely with technology vendors to ensure that new solutions integrate smoothly with legacy systems. A successful transition involves careful planning, cross-functional collaboration, and a commitment to continuous improvement. Zero Trust is as much about mindset as it is about technology. Employee training. Regular training sessions help employees understand their role in a Zero Trust model. Awareness campaigns. Use real-world examples and interactive sessions to illustrate the risks of complacency. Cultural change. Encourage a security-first mindset by integrating security best practices into everyday business operations. By fostering a culture where every employee acts as a defender, organizations can reduce risks and enhance overall security posture. To implement Zero Trust effectively, consider the following best practices. Conduct a risk assessment. Identify critical assets, potential vulnerabilities, and threat vectors. Develop a roadmap. Outline a phased implementation plan with clear milestones. Invest in technology. Adopt tools for identity management, micro-segmentation, and continuous monitoring. Monitor and adapt. Regularly review access policies and adjust controls based on emerging threats. Engage stakeholders. Ensure buy-in from top leadership and involve all departments in the transition process. These best practices provide a blueprint for moving from traditional security models to a robust Zero Trust framework. Several technologies are key to implementing Zero Trust Identity and Access Management (IAM), tools that enforce strong authentication and granular access controls. Endpoint Detection and Response (EDR), solutions that monitor endpoint activity and detect anomalies in real time. Micro-segmentation platforms, technologies that divide networks into secure segments to prevent lateral movement. Security Information and Event Management (CM), systems that aggregate and analyze security data for continuous monitoring. Automation and orchestration, platforms that streamline incident response and enforce dynamic policies. Adopting these tools enables enterprises to realize the full potential of Zero Trust and respond swiftly to emerging threats. As businesses move critical operations to the cloud, Zero Trust becomes even more vital. Cloud Access Security Brokers, or CASBs, enforce security policies for cloud-based applications. Data encryption and tokenization protect sensitive data both at rest and in transit. Continuous verification in hybrid environments ensures that users and devices are continuously authenticated, regardless of location. Vendor management applies Zero Trust principles to third-party cloud service providers to minimize external risks. Cloud-centric Zero Trust strategies enable organizations to extend robust security controls across public, private, and hybrid cloud environments. Remote work has become the norm for many global enterprises, amplifying the need for Zero Trust. Secure remote access uses VPNs, Zero Trust Network Access or ZTNA, and multi-factor authentication to secure remote connections. Endpoint security ensures that remote devices adhere to the same security policies as on-premises systems. User behavior analytics monitor remote user activity to quickly identify suspicious behavior. Policy enforcement continuously verifies that remote users are compliant with security standards. Implementing Zero Trust for remote work ensures that every access request is validated regardless of location, thereby reducing the risk of breaches in a distributed work environment. Effective Zero Trust implementation requires continuous monitoring and performance measurement. Key performance indicators, or KPIs, such as mean time to detect and respond, percentage of denied access requests, and the frequency of anomalous activities provide insight into system effectiveness. Dashboards and reporting offer real-time visualization of security posture and track improvements over time. Regular audits ensure compliance with security policies and identify areas for improvement. ROI analysis evaluates cost savings from prevented breaches and enhanced operational efficiency. These metrics allow organizations to refine their Zero Trust strategies and ensure a proactive security posture. As cyber threats become more sophisticated, Zero Trust will continue to evolve. Artificial intelligence-driven analytics will enhance real-time threat detection and adaptive policy enforcement. Behavioral analytics will provide more granular insights into user behavior, enabling predictive security measures. Integration with IoT security will extend Zero Trust principles to protect the growing number of connected devices. Global standardization will see international regulatory bodies increasingly recognizing Zero Trust as a standard practice, easing cross-border implementations. Future developments promise to make Zero Trust even more dynamic and effective, ensuring that enterprises remain resilient in the face of evolving threats. Zero Trust. Architecture is not just a technical model, it is a transformative strategy for enterprise security. For large global businesses, adopting Zero Trust means reducing risks, achieving regulatory compliance, and improving operational efficiency. In today's interconnected world where threats are ubiquitous and the cost of breaches is staggering, a Zero Trust model is a strategic investment that safeguards critical assets and maintains stakeholder trust. Enterprise leaders are encouraged to evaluate their current security posture and develop a Zero Trust roadmap. Engage with cybersecurity experts, review frameworks like NIST SP 800-207, and invest in next-generation security technologies to build a resilient, adaptive security infrastructure. Stay informed, stay secure. The script is created by TimeTech Cyber, like, subscribe and share.